See, the soul is the one who desired to enjoy artificially. So the Lord is providing that atmosphere to artificially enjoy. But the Lord always desires that the soul does take up to the real enjoyment, which is Satchidananda, which is transcendental. That's why this material nature. See, the problem is here. We try to find one solution to see, the material nature itself is designed to help us realize, right, make us frustrate, right? Just like the military schools, just like any schools, they try to discipline us, try to bring us to the senses, and then so instead of just surrendering to the material, understanding the reality, and instead of trying to escape from this place, we try to fix it. So in that process, each fix we do, each bug fix we try to do here will create 10 times more bugs. The problem we try to solve, it actually creates many more bigger problems today.
People want example is your medicine itself.
Yeah.
You look at an advertisement on the TV, right? It has so many associated side effects. It's also a problem, but it has so many other issues that it creates.
It's one thing and cause another.
Exactly. So
right. There are many examples. Hours together we can discuss. Okay. If someone is suffering in a bad dream in the night, they're sometimes I see my kids always. Sometimes they start fighting in the dream. Okay. How do I stop it? It's not a joke, right? Okay. Maybe I'll also go in the dream and go inside her dream. Can I do that? Let's say, when Prabhu was telling his joke. Let's say if my daughter is fighting with Srinitya, Yogamaya. Okay? So Srinitya, come on, hey! She's shouting in the dream and always yelling. So what is the solution? Can I also sleep next to her and go inside the dream and stop the fight? Maybe? That's what people are trying to do now in this material world. Everyone is having these bad dreams, and we are getting into inside their dream and trying to help them. The best way to help is to wake them up. So that Krishna consciousness is like waking us up from this bad dream. That's the only solution. Krishna consciousness, come on, wake up, make a revolution. If you see the history, everywhere there is revolution. So right now this is a spiritual revolution. We have to attempt. We have to fight against this. We have to declare the war against the material nature in a humble way. This is a spiritual revolution. Bhakti is a revolution.
But how do you see this fight? I mean, and how would you see that it's happening really? I mean, okay, so I mean so you do the chanting, right? So in order to
revolt against,
associate, you with the process of awakening. But how then you see that it's happening really? So what is going to be? So the signs happening.
The science is that it is very nice analogies given. Just like the kids are playing, they are so attached to the toys. But as soon as, when they reach a stage in a life, and they become, let's say, the young boys, and they want to make girlfriends. As soon as they have girlfriend, all the toys become insignificant for them.
Mundane.
Right? Similarly, as soon as we become spiritual, all these material things become insignificant for us. So the proof is the more and more we get disinterested in the material things, that is a sign that we are advancing spiritual things. Disinterested is not like this Mayavad where artificially we give up.
Right.
It's called the monkey vairagya. That we have to engage everything. So we can accumulate things, but for what? To serve the Lord, not to serve my ego, not to serve myself. So we should not.
Like for instance, sometimes you feel like the things that bother you, so you don't want them, but you cannot just throw them away because they also belong to somebody else. You live with people,
No,
so
absolutely. First of all, whole Bhagavad Gita is teaching us not to give up things, especially not to give up the duty. Krishna is completely against people who would like to stop working. He's completely against the philosophy of stop working. He repeatedly declares working is superior than anything. So Bhakti Yoga is nothing but also working, but for God. So he never agrees to give up work. He says, Nahi kachit kshanamapi jatu akarmakrit. Even for a second, people are not sitting quiet. Even mentally they are performing some action. So that's why he is recommending to regulate the senses with the help of mind. And he's suggesting, he's commenting on someone who's karmendriyani samyama asteya manasa smaran. Some people are artificially giving up material things, but in the mind they're always thinking about them. Indriyanardham vimudatma. Vimudatma means fools. They're called the pretenders. Then he is saying, best is to through the mind. How do the mind is controlled? By this process. Now we are feeding the intelligence. Intelligence is the master of the mind. So the intelligence will bring the mind in control. And through the mind we regulate the senses. That's it.
So we are disciplining the mind.
Yes.
And we are taking control of the senses.
Perfect.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And he's saying karmendriyanam karma yoga. So this karma, all these working senses, engage them in the karma yoga. Karma yoga means to work. So Arjuna wants to give up the work karma, and he is saying no.
Why did he want to give up? Was it predominant philosophy?
He wanted to give up his duty because he is attached to the bodies. He attached to the body of his relative. See, for example, if Arjuna won't fight, see, the Krishna's duty is to establish proper, the place so that people can practice the spiritual lives. If the kings are so, so immoral, in the presence of Krishna, if the Kauravas are so immoral, and what will happen if Krishna leaves the place? If a king is in such a state, how will the ordinary man? King is supposed to be the ideal, perfect man in those days, not like today. So this Kauravas, what they did is so bad. So Krishna has to make sure that the jivas will get chance to live in a proper kingdom, so they're protected nicely, so they can chant their mantras and they do their duties. So that is why it was a responsibility on the great warrior Arjuna. He is one of the top warrior. If he gives up, what will happen? Imagine this. Kali Yuga would have become more worse by now, because Arjuna has fought and he has evicted all these immoral kings. That's why we're able to today practice. So this is big responsibility.
It's for dharma rakshana.
Right.
That's the basic essence there. He has to support the dharma.
Right. So he started explaining in the second chapter, Natva eham jatunasam natva nime janadipaha. So not these king's men or you or me, we were all existing. So don't worry, just do your duty, they get another body. Then that's why that's how second chapter is a summary. He explains everything in second chapter. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. Just like we are giving up, from growing up from boyhood to youth to old age. So at the time of death, they get another body. Vasamsi jirnani yata viha navani grihnani naroparani tata sirirani vihai. Just like when my clothes are torn, I got to get a new shirt. Similarly, if you tear his body apart, I will provide him a new body according to his state of mind. So this chanting is a process for reviving our original pure consciousness. By chanting this transcendental vibration, we can cleanse away all misgivings. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Sikshastakam, the 8 verses. The first verse explains how this process will cleanse. Cheto darpana marjanam. Consciousness is like a mirror filled with dust. It will marjanam, it will clean it. So when you chant the names of the Lord, like you chant Vishnu Sahasranama, any names of the Lord, especially if your guru has given it is invested with so much of potency from the Lord. Then it can cleanse our consciousness. Baba Maha Dhavagni Nirvapanam. The blazing fire of material desires will stop by chanting this mantra. Like that, there are 8 stages given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So the basic principle of all misgivings is because of false consciousness that I am the Lord of all is survey. I am this body, and anything belonging to, all that attached to the body is mine. That is the problem. The soul, the self, I, not the body, I am the king, and this king has these 4 major attachments, or you can call 4 wives. The body itself is like one of the wife, which will not go with the king. When the king wants to depart, he doesn't go with the king. And there is another wife which when king requested, can you come with me? The other wife said, no, I will marry other kings. So that is our wealth. As soon as the soul leaves, all our property belongs to someone else. If there is no one, the government claims it back. There is another wife which is so intelligent. She always gives nice advice, but she said, no, I can only come till your grave. So that is all the friends and relatives whoever we have. But the Paramatma and the Bhakti and the good deeds we do, that will go along with the soul. So Kali Santaran Upanishad is it's like a special mercy of the Lord and the Rishis. They gave to the people in Kali Yuga to take advantage. There it is given Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodakasham Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. Tattah Paratarupaya Sarva Vedeshu. There is no other better method. Even after looking through the entire Vedic literature, one cannot find more sublime method than chanting this mantra. It's given there.
The simplest method of meditation is recommended for this age. By practical experience also, one can perceive that by chanting this Maha Mantra, or the great chanting of deliverance, one can at once feel a transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spiritual stratum.
So when we chanted, whatever we experienced, it says this mantra, we can, in the Kali Yuga, the easy way to explain is like dialing the mobile number of God to connect to Him direct. It's a direct line. So that's the way to connect, through His names. This is the starting step, the names, Nama, then Rupa. Then we get attached to the forms, then the Guna, then the qualities of the Lord, then the Leelas of the Lord. So they're all very well connected. It's like if someone is not even attached to the names are the beginning and middle and the end actually. The names are always there. In every womb to tomb sacrifices we perform, the names of the Lord are always chanted. From the Satyuga till Kali Yuga, irrespective of whether, when someone is meditating also, he is chanting the names of the Lord. When we are doing the yajnas, they are chanting the names of the Lord. When you worship the deities, you are chanting the names of the Lord. So this chanting, mantra is manatraya, which delivers the mind, is mantra. So this combination of these names has so much potency. Inferior energy and the superior energy are not so compatible. But one good thing is, it doesn't matter what state we are in, there is always a chance to revive our consciousness. Radhanath Maharaj gives this example of energy of the sun is stored in the plants. The quality of the energy of the sun, the fire, the quality of fire is in the wood. The same wood also becomes, in the wood after thousands of years, it becomes coal when it goes below the earth. So that coal also contains the same energy, fire. The coal, after millions of years, it can transform into oil, crude oil. Right?
Or diamond, right?
Also diamond, right? So, but what happens? It doesn't matter which, what state they are. This energy, there, even in liquid state, the oil, it has the quality of fire. The moment it comes in contact with the spark, it can catch fire. So we are not the inferior energy. We are the marginal energy of the Lord. So although now, because we came in contact with the inferior energy of the Lord, the material energy, we have become like the wood or the coal, or some of us like oil. It doesn't matter. So we don't want to discriminate, like the so-called devotee, non-devotee, all that is because they are all in the different states. All they have to do is come in contact with the actual energy of the Lord, the higher energy. The moment the wood comes in contact with the fire, it becomes fire. Coal comes in contact with fire, it becomes fire. The oil comes in contact with fire, it becomes fire. So same thing, it doesn't matter which mode we are in, mode of goodness, passion, sattva, raja, tama guna, or we are all in the material energy. We have become so absorbed in this energy. All we have to do is come in contact with the energy of the Lord. So in what forms energy of the Lord is available here? First of all, the name. Come in contact with the name of the Lord. Even unknowingly, sarcastically, if you chant, as long as you're not envious of the Lord, if you're innocent, if you chant, you're going to get the benefit. The prasadam of the Lord, it can make us catch fire, spiritual fire. The devotees come in contact with the association of devotees, hear the leelas of the Lord. So that is the best example. So the three words, namely Hara, Krishna and Rama, are the transcendental seeds of the Mahamantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and His energy to give protection to the conditioned soul. Right? This chanting is like the genuine cry of the child for his mother's presence. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the spiritual Supreme Father's grace, and the Lord reveals Himself to the devotee, who chants his mantra sincerely. Right? So this is a very important paragraph. This is the meaning of the Mahamantra. Someone asked, why you guys always repeat Hare? Sometimes this movement is called Hare Rama Hare Krishna in India. All over the world they call Hare Rama Hare Krishnas. They always chant Hare Rama Hare Krishna. So that means they're sticking to their principal dharma. Our principal dharma in this moment is to chant this mantra. Okay? So seeds of Mahamantra, it's like a genuine cry of a child crying for the mother's presence. So we are like the lost children. Someone is lost in the mall, Brandon Mall, small kid is crying. So whatever we try to give to that kid, it doesn't help him. Right? He would like to go back to his parents. You try to buy him a lot of stuff, he is keep crying. So that's how we should be crying with this mantra. So that is a perfect analogy. No other means of spiritual realization is as effective in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy as the chanting of Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is given in Svetastra Upanishad. The Sanskrit words for this paragraph is Harer Nama, Harer Nama hi kevalam. Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata.